Well, it was a lot better than last year's day one, if I could compare it. There's obviously some things that we need to clean up, and understandably so. The ball handling is going to be a little shaky the first day, and obviously that was evident today. But I was proud of our defense to get after the ball. We've been making a big pitch to them that we've got to create more turnovers, and they were able to do that today. I was proud of them with that.
You mentioned yesterday having all the coaches back, how key that was. A lot of the guys were just talking about comfort. How key is this? The guys last year didn't know what was going on. Now everybody kind of knows what's happening out here.
Well, that's just part of it, I think. It's part of the continuity, and not just from the coaching staff, but from the coaching staff relating to our players. And I thought that paid dividends today, and a lot of our individual drill work, not just our team stuff, but when guys were breaking down by position group, I thought it paid dividends there. And I think all in all, they're a little bit used to practice, and we changed it up a little today early on, and so that was different for them. And so we don't want them to get just too comfortable, but we are trying to expand that comfort zone so they can feel good about what they're doing.
Last week, Clarence Trent was at the Sweet 16 in Syracuse. Today he's out for football practice.
Trying to sack Jake Locker. How about that? I'm excited to have Clarence on our team because I think he's the right body type. He's the right type of athlete at the defensive end spot that we're looking for. A long, rangy, athletic guy. He hasn't played football in 5 years, so there's a lot of work to be done. But I know Coach Holt and Coach Nansen are excited to have him, and I think he's excited to be out here.
What is his history in playing football? Was it freshman year?
Freshman year of high school.
High school?
Yeah.
How long did you know this could be a possibility?
Well, Lo and I talked about it months ago, but there's no point in doing anything about it during the basketball season. We just thought, let's wait until it's all over with, and there were some logistics to go through to make sure it was possible, and that's why it took a little long. I wanted to announce it at the press conference, but we just weren't ready to do it.
So what does he do as far as scholarship-wise? I mean,
He takes a number. He counts on football now.
Okay. And it looked like you just threw him right into the mix.
Well, we got to find out where he's at and what he's good at and what he needs to work on. And that's the beauty of spring ball, not having just a huge amount of numbers. Everybody's getting reps. I don't think there was a guy on the field that didn't get in today.
First impression?
He's what we're looking for. There's a lot of work to be done.
Obviously helped because you are thin at number at DN right now.
Yeah. It was great for us, and that's why it fit really well to fill the need of the position and what he brings. As I said, he's the right body type, the right type of athlete for that spot for us.
Did he approach you then, Clarence himself?
He approached Lorenzo, and then Lorenzo came to me, and we started the process.
So this was like before basketball season?
I think it was early on in the basketball season, to be honest with you. I don't remember exactly when that was, but I think it was early on in the season.
He just decided he wanted to play football, basically? Or
Yeah.
Do you think with all the stuff going on during the offseason that it was nice for Jake just to get back out here and then?
I think so. He loves football. I think he feels the progression in his game. I think he was anxious to get out here and to see all the mental work he's put in of what was going to come back out of it, and I thought he had a really nice day today.
He doesn't seem like the type that gets affected by all that stuff, but do you have to kind of shield him from all the national media and the Heisman hype and all this stuff that's going on?
No, he's such a mature guy that I don't want to shield him from that. I don't want to baby him. I just want him to approach it the right way and remain humble, which he is, and really be a pro about it, because inevitably a year from today, he's going to be getting ready for the NFL draft and all of the expectations and the hype and the media then, so we might as well get him prepared for it.
Sark, Coach, during the offseason, I'm sure you had some guys that were just kind of workout warriors, head and shoulders above the other guys that you were kind of excited to see out here today. Who were you excited to see this spring?
Well, coming in or today?
Just the next couple of days, couple of weeks.
Well, obviously all of our young guys, just because the intrigue, and Deontay Cooper is one that jumps out, because I thought for a kid that just got here in January, what he did in the weight room and in the conditioning program was really impressive. I thought Jory Fogerson had a really nice offseason. DeAndre Goodwin, Jermaine Kearse was fantastic. Chris Isbicki had a nice offseason. Samisi, so there's a lot of guys, and Court Dennison. So, but all in all, I think our entire team did. I don't know if I could honestly stand here and stand in front of you guys and say, well, this guy had a bad offseason. I just don't think so. I think they've all bought into Ivan Lewis and his conditioning program, and I think they've bought into our coaching staff and what it means to really prepare mentally as well as physically.
Steve, how would you grade the difference in Keith's mechanics now as opposed to last season when you had him?
Well, I like his mechanics a lot, and I thought he did a few things really nice today. I think the next step for Keith in this progression is a true belief in himself and a belief in the system of trusting what he's seeing and delivering the football. And I think he'll see that when he sees the film today. He probably pulled the ball down 4 or 5 times, and a good 3 or 4 of those he could have spit it out and gotten a completion. So, but he'll get better.
Steve, any first impressions on the offensive line grouping that you had, and specifically Drew?
I would say first impression, it felt good, but we're in underwear, so until we put all the armor on, I don't really know, but it felt good. I felt like the communication was really good. I don't feel like we were turning guys loose in the backfield, and that to me was the biggest difference from this first practice to last year's first practice. I felt like last year we were turning guys loose. There was guys free in the backfield. We were getting sacked like crazy. This year, it felt like we were in sync. The communication was good up front, and that's what you get when you have veteran guys.
And Drew, just in terms of moving him in the center.
I think he's confident. Like I said, the press conference, he's a very bright guy, and so he understands what we're trying to get done, and he communicates well. And I think the other guys have a nice belief in him and hearing him, and then communicating things along.
What about Nick Montana?
Not a bad first day. I'm always nervous for guys, their first time college practice. And one of the things I'm most proud of, he didn't fumble a snap. Most freshman quarterbacks, they fumble 2, 3, 4 snaps. Another thing I was really proud of him, I loved his presence in the huddle. I loved his presence at the line of scrimmage. He was confident. Obviously, we've enormous amount of work to do, but I just liked what he brought from a stature standpoint.
Yeah, one of the new guy out there today, Victor Burnett.
Yeah.
He's been thrown into fire real quick, too.
Yeah, he was running with the ones quite a bit, and he looked good. He looks like how they're supposed to look. He looked like he was confident as well. And and the other guy I really liked was Jesse Collier. He's got a nice feel for running the football. He got out on a couple runs of just a little slide to the left or slide to the right to create some big plays.
What did you think of Greg Christine coming off that leg injury?
I thought Greg Christine and Skylar Fancher both rebounded extremely well. I thought they both looked really well today.
Is that what we're going to expect to see out of Chris Polk this spring? Just occasional drill?
Yeah,
work
we're
kind of
not
stuff?
going to risk that shoulder at all. I
Okay.
want that thing to get back to 100%, and so we'll get his drill work done. You might see him get into some 7-on-7 type stuff, but he won't be in any team or any contact at all.
How about the linebackers? What were your impression of them?
I like him. Obviously Mason, what he brings, and we moved Mason to Will today just to kind of expand his game. I thought Court did a nice job, and Alvin Logan again looks right. But the linebackers kind of like the O-line. They all, it's hard not to look good in underwear. We got to see what they look like when we put the armor on.
Steve, anything going on with Nate at the end of practice?
Well, we just had an incident there at the end, and it would have been a 15-yard personal foul penalty, and that's not okay. And so we'll learn. You get ejected from practice when you take one of those.
Also, it looked like Jordan Wallace. Was that just a clean strip? Like he just took the ball?
Yeah,
literally
no.
right away
Jordan
from him?
had a great strip. Nate Williams had a great strip today, and so I like what they're bringing. It doesn't make me feel very good about our backs. We were putting the ball on the ground today, so when one side's doing well, we got to clean up the other. Okay, guys.